Hey YouTube, it's Dusk, here with this week's deck showcase video. Light in nature, what I like to call fast presence aggro. Before I start with the deck list, I want to give a quick apology to my friend Alex, going by the YouTube name Kaijudo Yoshi. I forgot that I did the winner slide for him, and I probably look like a sore loser for that, so yeah, I was a bit out of it on the editing for that week's video. I'm sorry, dude. Moving on to the deck. Starting off with 3 Bronze Arm Tribe, helps get out the mana for turn 4 and up, or possibly earlier if I drop a few other cards before this. 3 Razorhide keeps up with the mana flow, and possibly 2 or 3 per drop, depending on how lucky I am with enemy blockers. 2 Shock and Alls. Now I don't get too many combos off of his ability in this deck, but it still helps for when I need to go in for game. That or use one of the many high attack creatures I'm going to be showing soon to just help clear the board. Next I'm using not 1, 2, but 3 Razor Pine Trees. I'm hearing a lot of bad reviews about this card, but let me tell you, I get good use out of it. It completely stops most rush decks, and it is a pain in the neck for control decks whose best effects are attached to creatures with 2,000 or less power. That's like 2/3 of the game right there that this messes with. It'll probably be gotten rid of by like a Death Smoke from a rush deck or something like that, but that doesn't matter because it saved you by absorbing a banish effect. What more needs to be said? And for instance where that's not good, I got 3 Star Lanterns. One of the best blocks of the game. That's all I can say about that. You block with it, you not only stopped an attack, but you tapped an enemy's creature, stopping a secondary attack. 2 Sunstalk Seeds for 2 drops, help get defense out early. 3 copies of the Great Arena. All creatures I'll be showing after this one have 5,000 plus power for its ability, and between light and nature, you don't get too much surge power, so I had to go as full on as I can in that category. And this card really helps. 3 Keeper of Clouds, stops Gilliflame and works with the Great Arena. Now I have 2 level 6 creatures in this deck. The first is Bestial Rage Tetsurion. I just love this thing. Not only does it work with Great Arena, but even if the enemy blocks its attempted double breaks, this thing's going to get rid of one of their shields anyway, as long as they're not blocking with Grand Gur. So yeah, regardless, they're going to lose 2 forms of defense. My other creature of level 6 is Mighty Shouter. Now, I do have a second one of these, but I like running both of these guys 1 each. It actually provides a good form of utility. While most people wouldn't like his ability to constantly send creatures to the enemy's mana zone, well shit, there are just some creatures you can't have lying around. If this thing gets blocked, it can get rid of 2 blockers in one go if you play it right. For level 7, I got 2 copies of Ravu, Seeker of Lightning. This guy is just plain crazy. Double Breaker, untaps at the end of each turn, and a blocker to boot. Whether your turn or the opponent's at 6,500, I don't care if he is a Skyforce champion, used to be called Angel Command, this thing is evil. I'm glad it's in my deck, but that's all I gotta say on that one. And for the last of my creatures, 2 Deathblade Beetles. I have 1 more of these, but since I rarely ever get to use him, 2 is all I need in case 1 gets milled into mana by one of my many mana charge effects. 9,000 Double Breaker, that's good enough, but his ability to take a look at the top card of your deck every time he attacks, and if it's a 5,000 or higher creature, reveal it and add to your hand. That's telling me that either A, I get to help build my hand with strong creatures to come out with on the next turn, or B, I get to take a look at a card that's coming out in the future, which is easily combinable with Razorhide, because if you attack with Deathblade Beetle first, take a look at that top card. If it's not a 5,000 or plus, you can still decide if it's a card you want to add to your hand. If it is, don't use Razorhide's effect. Simple as that. Great combo right there. Deathblade plus Great Arena, I just like to call my Mega Bug Engine. That is basically what drives this deck, those 5 cards. Now what helps this deck win games, like any other deck with light, 3 Storm Spark Blast. If you run light, you run this, end of story. For further mana charge, I have 2 Mana Storm and 2 Sprout. Now, considering all the other mana charge effects I have in the deck, I only felt the need for 2. For further creature search, 2 copies of Breach the Veil. This thing has actually won me some games, not just the ones in the duel video. And finally, 3 Root Traps for control combos along with Mighty Shouter. That thing just helps you clear out. I mean, it's a Death Pit that sends into mana instead of discard pile. When I said Death Pit, I meant Terror Pit. Great card, but again, you're giving your enemy mana, so use it wisely. That's it for the deck showcase. Check out the duel video. I have the link to that in the description. And heads up, aside from the sealed match for Evo Fury, next 5 weeks, expect a lot of darkness out of me. See you guys next week. I'm out.